Hey, friendo, Steve here. In the words of Wade Barrett, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Maybe, potentially, possibly. Hear me out here. I've got this theory that I've been developing lately, and it's one that a lot of you are not going to like. And in fact, I brought it up on the podcast that I have with Larson over at Going In Raw a couple days ago. And that theory is simple. There's a good chance Cody Rhodes is going to lose at WrestleMania. Now, I just sort of thought about this while I was brushing my teeth a couple days ago, and I brought it up on the video, on the episode of Going In Raw, and then in the comments really lit up with people not happy about that particular theory. Now, I don't want this to happen. Okay, I don't want this to happen. You guys can probably see back there, right there. I got that Cody Rhodes logo right there up on my side of the Friendo Club Wrestling set. I'm a big Cody Rhodes fan. You guys know this. You guys know this. This isn't something I want to see happen. I want him to finish the story. You know that, right? I just think that it probably won't happen at WrestleMania this year. Listen, I don't know this for sure. To be honest with you, I'm not entirely sure what I really believe, because I think this story still has a lot of twists and turns left to, tonight SmackDown's coming on and The Rock's going to show up, and I'm sure he's going to flex his muscle. For all I know, he's going to change the match back to Rock versus Roman. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But I do have 5 reasons, which is kind of a lot, as to why I think Cody Rhodes is going to lose at WrestleMania this year. You guys want to hear him? Or not? You guys can go watch another video if you want to go watch another video. A little bit later on in this video, when I'm done with my 5 reasons, I'm going to look at some of the comments from that Going In Raw episode and see what people said. But you guys want to hear my reasons why Cody's going to lose? Hey, if you want, I can try to whip up a video like why I think Cody Rhodes could win. But I feel like this is probably the more convincing case in this video. Sorry, but this is what I got to do. I got to break down the hard truths for you guys. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into these reasons here, and then you guys can debunk them if you want. Number 1, there's still a lot that we don't know about how and why and where and what this Mania main event was supposed to be. We've got misinformation and disinformation being disseminated to the wrestling journalists. I did not say that word right. And we don't know if it was originally actually supposed to be Rock versus Roman. On SmackDown, Cody said, hey, I'm not going to be at WrestleMania. And then there's reports that Rock understood that the fans really wanted to see Cody, so he decided to step away, in which case Cody was going to finish the story at a different show, because I always think that's going to be the thing. Somebody's got to take down Roman Reigns, and it's got to be Cody Rhodes, right? So maybe that show is still going to happen in addition to Cody versus Roman at Mania, and they're going to do some sort of like stipulation at this last show where Cody's like, hey man, if I don't beat you this time, I'll never challenge you again while you're champion, and I'll just have to finish my story against the next guy. Maybe that'll be the case, but if the plan originally was, in fact, for Rock versus Roman Reigns, Cody wasn't going to finish his story at WrestleMania. That wasn't going to be the plan. The plan would have been for some other show down the line, which might still be the plan, in which case, at WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes will lose to Roman Reigns. All right, let's move on to number 2, because maybe you're not convinced. Right now, Seth Rollins has proclaimed himself, or has at least proffered himself. What a great word, proffered. Has offered himself up as Cody Rhodes' shield against Roman Reigns. This is a promo on Raw. They'll probably talk about it some more on Monday. Maybe let me talk about it on SmackDown tonight. I don't know. But he's like, hey, man. And a lot of people are thinking, oh, there's going to be a tag match between Roman Reigns and The Rock, this new 2-man power trip bloodline versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes night 1. That'll lead to Cody versus Roman night 2. Maybe that's a possibility. I'm not sure even that's going to happen. My mind is sort of telling me that Seth Rollins is offering to be in Cody Rhodes' corner night 2 to sort of counteract the effects of Roman Reigns. But here's the thing about Seth Rollins. There's a lot of different motivations for him to go heel, to turn on Cody Rhodes. Think about it. For one thing, Seth has always wanted to be the guy to beat Roman Reigns. He said it himself. He created that monster. Why would he want somebody else to beat that monster, to put that monster down? That's number one. Number two, he can't feel very good about Cody Rhodes. He practically begged Cody to choose him to fight him at WrestleMania. And Cody said, no, I don't want to do that. I want Roman Reigns. Number three, he also probably still doesn't like the fact deep down that Cody beat him 3 times and then wouldn't let him get a WrestleMania match. So, like, he's got plenty of motivation to turn on Cody Rhodes. And it would kind of be logical if he did at this point. All right, still not convinced? How about this? Number 3, Hulk Hogan. He's got this reign of his own that Roman Reigns is about 7 months away, a little bit more than 7 months away from beating. It's already been 3.5 years. What's another 7 months to beat Hulk Hogan's reign? It's not a record, it's a reign. It's entirely possible WWE wants Roman Reigns to be the guy in what can be considered the modern era of WWE. And when I say modern, you're still going back 40 years. It's kind of unrealistic for them to expect Roman Reigns to beat the Bruno record. Maybe. Maybe not. Or it could entirely be that Triple H, now that he's in charge of creative, and even for that matter, The Rock, could see Hulk Hogan's reign as something that shouldn't be touchable either, much like Bruno Sammartino. It could be that they're totally okay with that record coming down, or I'm sorry, with Hulk Hogan keeping that long reign in the modern era, in the rock and wrestling days. That could entirely be. Triple H, I think, was opposed to Undertaker losing his streak. He sort of said so in a documentary that he didn't think that ever should be beat. Maybe he feels the same way about Hulk Hogan's reign. That's a possibility. Or given that we're moving into this new era of WWE, and Hulk Hogan sort of has got his own problematic side as well, his own fair share of controversies. Plus, the name Hulk Hogan is really closely linked to the guy they're trying to scrub out of their history, Vince McMahon. It's possible, given that they're probably be pretty sure that Roman Reigns is on solid ethical grounds as champion, that they want Roman Reigns to be the guy dating back 40 years. I mean, I think before that, it's like probably Bob Backlund, but nobody even cares about that record. And then after that, it's like Bruno. And I think there's one other one. But so, yeah, it could entirely be that they see the Hulk Hogan reign as something that they want Roman to beat, in which case you're looking at the end of September until Cody. We're not even talking about SummerSlam. We're talking about past SummerSlam, that Cody Rhodes would need to beat Roman Reigns. It could be also that they wouldn't mind waiting until the end of September or into October, because that's the anniversary when his dad did the WWF title that he won, and they Dusty finished Dusty Rhodes. It was around September, October that he had a series of matches with the superstar Billy Graham, that all that sort of Dusty Rhodes starting the story thing happened. And now you got Cody Rhodes trying to finish that particular story. And yeah, I mean, that would line up. It's like 47 years later, which is sort of a weird number. It's not like 50 years later. If it was 50 years later, I'd say, oh, they're definitely doing that on the anniversary 50 years later. But it's 47, which is a weird number. So it's entirely possible that they wait until the end of September for this to happen. Maybe, at Madison Square Garden. I don't know. Still don't believe me? How about number 4? Money talks, right? Money talks. Business is still really good with Roman at the top. Rock now being a semi-regular presence on WWE programming gives new life to the Bloodline story and to the ratings and to the sponsors. This Rock deal for the board of directors / showing up on TV is worth a shit ton of money. It's like movie money for The Rock. So he is incentivized to show up, to be present, to be there. Now, do you need the title to be involved in a Rock Roman storyline? Maybe not, but they might think, hey, Rock's going to be around. We've got a really good thing going with him and Roman Reigns as a 2-man power trip. We can milk this a little bit longer, and we want to keep the title there. If they're going to do Rock versus Roman like in Saudi Arabia or something like that, they're probably going to want the title to be on the line. That match maybe in the eyes of WWE, not saying this for me, but maybe in the eyes of WWE, loses a little bit of its luster if you don't have the title at stake in that match. I think that's a possibility. Regardless, you cannot deny that business is still very, very, very good for the WWE with Roman Reigns at the top of the card with that title. They may not want to change that just yet. Ari Emanuel may say, hey, it ain't broke. Don't fix it. Find ways to keep this title reign compelling. And this last note of mine right here, this last reason right here kind of goes into that one. Cody so far has been pretty bulletproof in the WWE. Everybody, all the fans out there saying, oh, one day those fans are going to turn on him. If he loses at WrestleMania, the fans are going to lose interest. I don't see any evidence of that whatsoever. He's got a ton of goodwill with the fans. And to be honest with you, if you think about it, if he loses at WrestleMania, he's not going to be the one taking the blame. The brunt of the blame is going to be on WWE Creative. And it could make him even more over. It could make people want to see him finish that damn story even more. He's going to have that full Daniel Bryan effect, and WWE will get him in a position where they're really going to want him when he does actually become undeniable. Yeah, I kind of might have convinced myself there, guys. I think Cody's probably going to lose at WrestleMania. Maybe not. Hey, maybe not. You guys want me to make that other video where I say, oh, Cody's totally going to win? I don't know. I can probably come up with 5 reasons there. But anyways, I want to take a look at these comments from the Going in Raw episode where I first offered up this theory. Let's go ahead and do that now. Allie says, having Cody lose at Mania again might not hurt TV ratings or premium live event viewership, but it will make Cody look like a goober and hurt their chances of keeping him as their biggest baby face. Rock versus Roman does not need the title, and the pivot they made to have Rock and Roman start as allies only makes it easier to have them wrestle with no titles involved. This one was thumbs up quite a lot of times, and I appreciate that. And yeah, maybe that's the case. Look, I hope I'm wrong in this situation. I will say this, though, about Cody looking like a goober. They can book this to make him not look like a goober. After all, The Rock is going to be in his corner. If they did a Seth heel turn, then I don't know how. I mean, there would be some justification for it. I mean, like, Cody did beat the guy like 3 times, and then he didn't choose him for his WrestleMania match. So there could be a Seth heel turn in line. He's been face for like a little while now. So I don't know. Would it make Cody look like a goober? I mean, it could make Creative look like a goober for sure. But the character himself at this point in WWE seems fairly bulletproof. I have no doubt that this would test that. But I don't know. I kind of feel like Cody could promo his way out of looking like a goober. Next, Adrian Santi Mitchell says, making Cody lose El Riz. All right, good. Let's see here. Big Mike HD says, I don't know for how much longer WWE can keep Cody from finishing his story and keep fan support. I feel like this WrestleMania has to be it. Otherwise, he's a lost cause. What if the Monday after WrestleMania, he shows up and he says, I want my shot one last time. And that sort of becomes his story until he gets that final opportunity. I don't know, maybe, because then people will be like, oh, we got one last journey here for Cody. And then if he loses that, of course, he looked like a goober. Dylan Rogers says, if Cody loses, I'm losing interest in the Cody story and the Bloodline story. I'll skip both going forward. Probably only watch pay-per-views afterwards and skip Raw and SmackDown if he loses. Also, man, Steve still really wants Cody to lose or he wouldn't keep bringing it up every video. It's been like 2 videos. I brought it up in like 2 videos, Dylan. Let's see here. Norwood says, Cody winning the Rumble tells me they always intended to have him face Roman at Mania. It's weird, though. Why did he then say I'm stepping aside for The Rock? Let's see here. AJ Guillen says, there won't be no reason to speak about finishing the story if he loses again. He might as well go back to mid-card status. Oh, man. He's going to go back to being Stardust. Let's see here. Ms. Poptify says, Ms. Poptify says, you know, the story hits different this time when it's Larson that's defending Cody to win this Mania. Larson's asserting the same thing. He's saying that if Cody loses, they can't do it twice. They can't do that twice in a row. Let's see here. Check No Eternity says, I doubt I'll watch WWE anymore if Cody loses. Rocky didn't lose in Rocky 2. I'll still watch you guys for entertainment. I appreciate that. You're right, though. Rocky did not lose in Rocky 2. And that's a really good analogy there. I don't want him to lose. I don't want that to happen. I just think it's going to. King Darius says, I thought Cody was going to lose from the start. Dusty lost 3 times before he won. That's kind of murky because I actually went to Dusty Rhodes' cage match and he did quite a bit of stuff he had quite a lot of matches for the WWF title in different territories. Back then, the titles would just roll all over the place. So I was trying to nail it down. Like he did a Texas death match at one point. And then the actual one that they talk about was so he had a Texas death match. What is this? October 24th in Madison Square Garden. I don't know that that's the actual thing because I thought they were talking about it being some sort of oh, here's another WWF heavyweight title. But those are in the NWA. So I don't know. He fought for the WWF title a bunch of times. Maybe it's this one here. September 26th, 1977. Dusty Rhodes defeats superstar Billy Graham by countout. Maybe that's it. I don't know what it is. Anyways, apparently, according to Darius here, there was 3 incidences. But I don't know. He fought a lot for that WWF title back when it was the WWF title. Anyway, so I don't know. I don't know about that one. Let's see here. Red Dragon says if Cody loses, he might as well go back to Jacksonville. Well, Darby Allin will be happy about that one. And then Alexander Ball says, in my opinion, Cody's story should be how he can never win the big one, always comes close, but gets the rug pulled out from under him. I think eventually people would totally tune out. Mona Bear says Cody loses at Mania again. Somehow he gets the briefcase and cashes in to win this summer at Money in the Bank. QT has a good point, though. Says people don't understand and still won't accept it. Roman only winning at Mania because he's going to break Hulk's reign. Do you Cody fans need to stop sucking? Do you mean sucking? Sulking. Is it sulking? I don't know what that word means. And then we'll just end on this one. Brian says, garbage theory, awful. He loses again. It's over for Cody. He'll be a loser. Stop it, Steve. Oh, man. Anyways, look, man, this is my opinion. The way I'm reading these cards, Cody's going to lose at WrestleMania, man. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Be civil. Be nice. Be respectful. I'm just a man with a wrestling opinion. And I know my dog's not here. She's staging a protest because she wants Cody to win as well. In fact, she's behind me. Jep, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing?